everybody, I'm Dave.
And I'm Brenda. And this is Molly.
Welcome to our 2022 New Year's show. We're going to look back at a few things that happened in 2021 and make some predictions on what we think might be coming in 2022. So as we get started tonight, I wanted to talk about a few things real quick. I wanted to thank Tim C. A shout out to Tim C. He had contacted me about that video we put out about the Southern Oaks Bridge where we did the flyover there. If you haven't watched it, go back and watch it. It was just a couple days ago. And he picked up on something in the video that I completely missed. If you notice, when we go across the bridge to the far side away from the Southern Oaks Golf Course, there's two areas of pilings over there. That's because there's a gas line, so the bridge actually has to go farther on that side to go across a gas line. The same thing that happened with the Water Lily Bridge, the golf cart bridge. So it's really going to be kind of two bridges there together. And I had not picked up on that, but that's the same gas line that follows right there along the turnpike as it was at the Water Lily Bridge. So thank you for Tim C. for pointing that out, and we'll keep an eye on it and do some other video of it in the future, I'm sure. Another thing I wanted to bring up, we had many questions about the trolley tours.
Yeah.
If you've been down here in the area recently, you've probably seen the trolleys going around. There were
different colors.
Yeah. They did trolley tours prior to COVID. And 3 different tours out of the 3 different
town squares.
Yeah, town square areas and the sales centers there. And then, of course, they've been stopped for a while. Well, we've been seeing the trolleys on the road, and a lot of people have, and asking if we knew anything. The trolleys seem to have a driver in it, and it has the narrator sitting in the narrator seat backwards, but there's nobody in the trolley.
And we've looked at every one that goes by. We've seen the same thing every time.
And it's over and over coming through. So we were near a sales center, so we stopped in and just asked. Now this was a couple of weeks ago, so things may have changed. But a couple of weeks ago, we asked, are the trolley tours running? And they said they are not running yet. There was the yet that they said, and that they've been training for a couple of months. And so that apparently is what we've been seeing, is training as they're working on routes and the narrators, but didn't give any date for it to start, and actually didn't promise that they would be back. They just said yet, which makes me think that they're coming back sooner than later, I would suspect. So keep your eyes open. We'll let you know once we see some trolleys with people on them.
That's right. When we see the people.
They should have this route perfected by now. There's a lot of practice going on. Let's see. Also, I wanted to mention we had some people that have been asking for our address, and we really don't want to just put our address out on YouTube, so we don't do that. But we do have a P.O. box we got now. So just in case you were looking for an address, our P.O. box, it's P.O. Box 1672, Wildwood, Florida. It's 34785. Again, P.O. Box 1672, Wildwood, Florida, 34785. And then the last housekeeping thing before we get started, we just passed 250,000 views. We've been doing this since March of this year. I'm just shocked that it's been watched that many times.
Thank you very much.
Yes, definitely thank you. So we appreciate that. Now, 2021 highlights before we do our predictions. What do you think is the highlight of the entire year of things that have happened in the villages?
For me, what has been the highlight is the opening of Water Lily Bridge to have the connectivity. Hands down.
I knew that was a safe question to ask for you, because I knew that was going to be the answer.
That's one.
Mine too. As you know, we take our golf cart everywhere. And we've lived here 2.5 years now, and we did about 1.5 years of that without that golf cart bridge. We were not connected, and so we were just on this island here and did 8,000 or 9,000 miles on the golf cart just in this little area here. we knew it was going to be some time for the bridge. That was a little longer than we had hoped when we first moved here.
Yeah. But now
that is
we're
there.
set.
We're fully connected and very happy with that. And still, I would do it again, even though we knew we had to wait. I still like where we're at.
Yes.
So we had that happen this year. That actually happened in March also, about the same time we did the YouTube channel. Of course, our YouTube channel that's a highlight.
That was launched, yes.
Yep. And
March, same time.
You also launched your YouTube channel, Tangle Break.
In September, I did, and it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, and we'll put a link to, if you're not following her channel, Tangle Break.
I do lessons of drawing lessons in order to relax.
Yeah.
So that's the whole point of it.
Yeah, we'll have a link to that in in the description of this video if you're interested in that and you're not already following her channel. Feel free to do that. And
I've had fun.
Yeah. Now, Magnolia Plaza. That was another biggie.
Yes.
Magnolia Plaza is where the big store is, Publix right now for us here. There's several other stores around there.
Restaurants.
Yeah, Willie Joel's Barbecue, and you've got a nail salon, and then we have a bank over there. So a lot of those conveniences are right around the corner for us now because we live in McClure. Well, again, we went a couple of years or a year and a half without having that. We had to go a fairly long distance.
Truck it. Yeah.
To get groceries. So that's a great thing that happened also in 2021.
If I'm running low on anything, jump in the golf cart, 5-minute ride over there, got it.
Yeah, and for golfers, Southern Oaks Golf Course opened this year. It's a championship course with 18 holes. The Finney Recreation, this kind of surprised me a little bit. The Finney Recreation Center, it's one of the first recreation centers south of 44. I guess it's the first one. It was remodeled this year and reopened, completely fixed up, redesigned. Now, the reason they did that so quick, it was also a sales center at one time. So they moved the sales part out of there and just made
Everglades.
it to Everglades, the regional recreation center here. And so they remodeled that as a recreation center. So they do try and keep things up around here. Of course, the regional recreation center that opened this year was Ezell Recreation Center. I'm sure you've seen plenty of videos and things on that from people. So that's 2 regional recreation centers south of 44 now. And there's been 3 neighborhood recreation areas that have opened up, like neighborhood pools, Chitty Chatty, I'm sorry, not Chitty Chatty, Citrus Grove, and Hammock at Finney. I guess the other one is probably Case and Hammock.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, supposedly 3 of those areas have opened. So that's a lot that's happened in the year. Now, I wanted to do this, look at this. It's the Continuing the Dream inserts that go in the newspaper. You can also get them on the village's website. If you go there, there's a spot under New, and there's a place Continuing the Dream. I'll put a link to this one I'm looking at tonight, but they just released in the past day or two volume 14 of the village's Continuing the Dream updates and future plans. So
good timing.
Yeah. So a lot of those things are things I already mentioned. Let's see. Well, here's some of them that opened. We had Citrus Grove Recreation, Hummingbird Recreation, Finney Recreation was redone. The Ezell. It's just a lot of things that have happened. So I'm not going to read all these to you, but there was a couple of things I wanted to mention. And these are not predictions. These are things that are in here, so we won't use that as our prediction once it's found in here. Clifton Cove Putting Course, for those that wanted to know, that's the second putt and play. That's right there at the Ezell Rec Center. It says right in here that is opening in January. January of 22. Want to make sure I'm reading it right. So next month, I guess it's this month now that you're watching this video. I'll explain what day it is in a little bit. But yeah, this is opening in January. Also this year, I'm not a big golfer, so I didn't know all these things. Apparently 3 of the executive golf courses were kind of overhauled this year. Silver Lake, Sweet Gum, and Sand Hill executive golf courses were all reworked. So that's you know, again, Villages
Keeping
tries to
everything
stay
so
on top of
nice.
things.
Yeah.
Now, here's some things of the future, and these are not going to be my predictions. These are things I'm reading out of here. But I thought this was very interesting. Let me lean forward so I can get some light on this. Of course, the Richmond pitch and putt. Now, we've talked about that a little bit right there at the Water Lily Bridge. That's been going. These are things that are listed to open in 2022. It says that will open in 2022. Thought this was interesting. The Mickey Lee pitch and putt. We don't talk about that. We hadn't really talked about it, but it's on some of the plans. You can see where it's at. The Mickey Lee pitch and putt is at Lake Denham, right at the edge of Lake Denham Village and Newell. Now, those are not under construction yet, and that's going to lead into some other conversations. This kind of confirms some of the things I was going to predict. But they're saying those will be open in 2022.
That's soon.
Yes. Then there's, let's see, Jubilee putting course. That's also right over there near where this Mickey Lee pitch and putt's going to be. So that'll be over the Newell, Lake Denham, right kind of at the line between those two villages, coming in 2022. And then it says other things. These are not in 2022. They're just saying additional things that are coming, additional 2 courses in planning and design of putt and plays. So those are in the works, 2 more. And also a future pitch and putt. And that one isn't necessarily there. I'm thinking that's probably the one over there in the Continuing the Dream section up in the corner. All right, let's see. It's championship courses. Thought this is, I hadn't heard these things before.
I know, it's interesting.
Championship courses, 6 additional championship courses are in planning and design. So they haven't announced where all those will be. I'm sure some of those are going to be, on the way towards Eastport.
Yeah.
But 6
are
in planning and design right now. And 5 additional executive courses are in various phases. That's the way they worded it. So I'm guessing that's like planning and design, but that's the quote. The quote is 5 additional courses under executive courses. 5 additional courses are in various phases.
How much fun this is going to be to watch all this come about.
So I thought that was worth mentioning. I'll put a link to this. See if there's anything else in here that I wanted to quickly mention. I just talked about Southern Oak, but it says beyond 2022, so I'll give you a little hint too of that. So beyond 2022 is the Southern Oaks Bridge. I'll give you a more exact date of my prediction coming, and also Eastport. So the Southern Oaks Bridge and Eastport right there pretty much says it's not opening in 2022, as I would have expected. All right, like I said, I'll put a link to this. It's Continuing the Dream, Volume 14. All the volumes are there. They're all worth reading. I use these for a lot of references because it's about the only document I can get from the villages itself, and I can use the quotes that they say. All right.
And it's so interesting to see.
It is.
What's coming.
It is.
I love it.
Let's see. I guess we're ready to get to predictions.
Here we go.
I'm going to start off by first saying, so you can kind of get the date and get a time letter of what's going on right now. This is actually New Year's Eve night that we're filming. Yeah. So this is the evening
December
of New Year's.
31st, 2021.
Yeah, so that's why I'm saying that you'll be watching this. If all goes well, you'll be watching this on Sunday, January 2nd.
Yes. 2022.
But the reason I'm saying that is Gold Wingnut just put out a video this afternoon on Friday that has some predictions in it too, and it's really a great video. I encourage you to go check out his. I know a lot of you are already followers of his. If you don't follow his videos, do that. There's some great stuff in there, and he's done some predictions also. So I wanted to mention we're debating, do we watch? I saw the alert come up for his video. It's like, do we watch it before we do our predictions? Because I don't want it to influence anything. So what we decided is we wanted to watch it because we're just curious, wanted to know what his thoughts were. But we decided we would not make any changes. So all the predictions we are making tonight are not
written down from yesterday.
Written down from yesterday.
Nothing was changed.
Nothing's changed. Some of them are really
very close,
and some are a little bit different. So
yeah,
it'll be interesting to see.
Fun to sit back and watch.
All right. With that said, I want to tell you how we came up with some of these predictions. I'm trying to figure out, I used a calculation to try and figure out the pace that the construction is being done. So the method that I used is using satellite photography. I looked at what has changed over time periods and projecting how many square miles have been covered in that timeline. So, just not to bore you too much with math, but to give you the general idea here, the satellite imagery for this area was updated in November of 2019 and then in May of 2021. And then, of course, we're pretty confident in where things are today. I don't need satellite imagery for today because we look at this stuff every day. We're riding around looking at construction.
That's our hobby.
Yeah. So in that November 19th to May 21st, over that 18 months, I compared satellite imagery of the, kind of had to estimate a little. There's a tool to do measuring on Google Earth. So I used that tool to measure square miles of the foundations that have been built in that time period. Where the foundations were at November of 2019 to where they are in May of 2021. And figured out how many square miles were covered in that time period. And it was basically 2.14 square miles were covered in 18 months, which comes out to a number that I can use to calculate with, 0.118 square miles per month.
He's into the numbers.
So that's one calculation. Let's say, let me try it again from the satellite imagery of May 21 until today. Figured that out also. That was another 0.86 square miles have been done, and over an 8-month period, which came to a 0.1075. So they're very similar. So that kind of confirms my first calculation. But you know, they're rough outlines I'm doing as I measure these. So then I'm taking into account that we had some COVID slow down a little bit. They kept working through it, but there were some delays with, some personnel got sick at the time, and so there's a little bit of delay. So I'm thinking that pace might be just a little slow. So instead of 0.118, I decided, and also one other thing was the tilt wall construction. They've really started to perfect. As of today, they've moved to their 4th area. Well, the 3rd area they worked over in Hawkins with the tilt wall, they did in 45 days, it was 70 units that were the walls were put up, and now they've moved on to the next. That's so much faster than Tyville is when they did that.
It is.
So the pace is picking up on tilt wall, and I think I'm giving a little bit of opportunity for the COVID delays to relax now. So I'm going to use a 0.12 miles per month, square miles per month, as how I'm projecting where things are going. And again, that was all done over satellite imagery to get the number. So 0.12 is all I was trying to get to, that's the miles per month that we're going to work with. So with that in mind, let's do some of my predictions.
Okay.
Prediction number 1. Homestead Village Recreation Center. That one's pretty simple. That's probably going to be a give me.
I could do that one without doing all the math.
What is that one?
I'm more of a free spirit. Cut out the math. This month.
Yeah, January.
It looks like you could almost just take a key and open the door and be ready to roll.
It's ready. I can't imagine, unless the windows are closed up so you can't see inside, unless there's a delay on furniture or something. I'm pretty sure it'll be this month.
Because outside looks great.
So that's going to be the only give me. That's kind of a give me, I think.
I was able to do that one.
Yeah. We're going to do, and by the way, we're doing 10 predictions. And of these, we'll try and keep track. We'll keep track through the year.
I'm going to keep track.
And of course, on next year's New Year's show, we're going to review the 10 and see
how good his math is.
If they were accurate or not. All right. Oh, I probably should start off before we get into construction areas too, with the disclaimer that don't make decisions of your life based on
buying a house or waiting for a home.
We have no connection to the villages.
No.
We don't work for them. We don't have any inside information from them. they have plans on how they're going to do things that may be totally different than what we're thinking.
We're just speculating.
These are just, speculations, ideas that may be accurate, may not. Yeah. So again, don't think that we have, these are definitely when things are happening, and plan your life around it. And get upset with us if you're planning on building in a certain area and the timing just is off. It very well could be. So, all right, again, number one was homestead. Number two, remind me next time not to print in green highlight. It can't read that in the dark here.
It's a little dark over there.
All right, I'll lead forward. Sawgrass entertainment area. All right, so sawgrass, that's our second one I'm going to predict. That one, it was moving along so fast, and then it slowed. They've kind of picked up pace. That was the hard one to predict, I think, because we just don't know exactly what's happening.
Or what's on hold.
Is it supply chain delays? I know they said there were some supply chain issues a while back, but I don't know if that's still the case. But I'm going to aim, this one is a little more of a stab in the dark. I don't have a good calculation to get to this one. I think it's going to be May. That's what I'm going to predict is May is when that'll be ready. You may have seen I did a little bit of video where they put some footings in to start doing the outdoor awning. That's the next big structure that I know of, the last big structure that's left. Yeah. The rest of it's finishing up interior work and neatening up the outside and pouring some concrete, and I'm sure there's more than that, but the big structure, I think there's only one structure, and they're getting ready to start on that last one.
Yeah.
All right, areas, this is what people want to know is where they're moving to. I'm not really going to make predictions on Hawkins Phase 2 or St. John's, because they're already in their building, and they were selling lots in St. John's. They're building things in, so if they're building things, it's just a few months behind, there'll be houses for sale. So I'm not even going to predict there. We're going to talk foundations. The next area after St. John's is more than likely going to be, we're calling it the Phase 2 of DeLuna. So we'll see exactly what that turns out to be.
And what they name it, but that's what we call it.
Yeah, Phase 2 of DeLuna. So where DeLuna extends over towards 301. That area, just for interest, let's see, that area is going to have about 0.6 square miles of residential area is what I'm kind of estimating. We kind of have to guess where, some of it. It doesn't look like there's going to be any golf courses or things. It makes it a little easier to calculate in there. So at the 1.2 or 0.12 square miles per month, it would take 4.8 months to build that out. Now, granted, that is if they had all of their resources in there putting foundations. It would take 4.8 months to fill it with foundations. We know they work multiple areas at a time. There's some lagging behind in other villages. Like right now, even though they're working in Hawkins, there's still some in Case and Hammock, and there's still even a few foundations going up in Citrus Grove. So they're stretched out a little bit, but that marching forward is kind of what I'm trying to get at, and we can do that by using that calculation. So right now it looks really close in there. I think a foundation could go in today, but I think more of the resources right now are going to be in St. John's for another month or so. So I'm predicting February is when we'll see the first foundation in Phase 2 of DeLuna, or at least that's what we're calling it.
Until we have another name.
Yep, so that was the third prediction. February 22 for Phase 2 of DeLuna. For a foundation. That doesn't mean a house is for sale. Houses for sale are going to lag behind 90, 100 days behind that for the first homes to be on the market. And usually on that front end, when they're getting ready to start to break ground in there, that's where if they're going to sell any lots would be for sale. So there may be lots in that February time frame. I don't know if you can hear that bird back there.
It's so loud back here. There's several. I can hear several.
I don't know what type of bird it is, but it sounds like he's laughing at us.
At the predictions. He's laughing at the predictions.
He's laughing at the predictions. I hope this little microphone is picking that up. All right. All right. the fifth prediction, Lake Okahumpka Recreation Center. Again, that was.
Oh, I can't wait for that.
Yeah, that'll be the one that'll have access to Lake Okahumpka with kayaking and paddle boarding.
And a restaurant.
The restaurant, yeah, it'll be right there in that area.
I love that area.
The recreation center itself is going to be a little smaller. It's a village recreation style. It's listed as having a craft room and meeting rooms, but it doesn't have billiards. Most of those village recreation centers have like a billiards tables and things. It doesn't have that, so it's a little bit smaller. It is kind of interesting the way the walls are going up.
Yeah.
It's got some,
and
on
the
the
windows.
back side is like full of windows looking out towards
Hope there's
the
a
water.
couple chairs and sofas right there.
Yeah, and it just looks like that building's going to be pretty neat. We'll look at it a little more in the future. I got some ideas I've been seeing with what they're doing there that they haven't really announced, but I think I see some stuff happening with that. So we'll go back to it. But prediction of time frame. So the Okahumpka Recreation Center. Now what I did is I looked at the Homestead Recreation Center, which is the last village recreation center, and in May of 2021, this last satellite imagery, the satellite imagery then, it already had a roof on it. And it's not open yet, but it's getting ready to. Well, so that's, was that 6-7 months time frame from the time it had a roof on, it's just getting ready to open. Well, there is no roof on Okahumpka yet. So I'd say at least 7-8 months in there. And so what did I put here? Ooh. We got fireworks. Yeah. Molly doesn't like that.
We might need to let her go. Ooh, they're close.
Yeah. We'll be right back.
I'm going to take her inside.
Yeah, go ahead. All right, sorry about that. We had some fireworks being shot off in the area here, and Molly does not like loud noises. So.
And I just had to let her back inside. So she's looking at us through the window, but and she's totally content inside.
Yeah. All right, so I think we're on Lake Okahumpka Recreation Center. The date I'm putting for that one is August.
Okay.
August of 2022. That's what I'm predicting. Now, the restaurant, they haven't even started putting walls on that.
Nah.
And to get that open, training and things, I don't think it'll be ready with it. So the recreation center itself is what I'm predicting, August of 2022. The restaurant, I would think at least a couple of months after that.
Yeah.
All right. So the one you're going to hold me to at the next year is going to be the August 22 for the recreation center.
Oh, absolutely. I'm going to hold you to all of them.
All right.
Right down the path.
Number 6. Let's try and read this green highlight.
It is dark.
Let's see. All right. Now we've, let's see, did I miss one? I didn't talk about the village of Richmond, did I? Oh, here goes another firework.
Wow.
The village of Richmond. Remember DeLuna? I had February of 22. Richmond, as we're working through with this pace, I thought it would take a little between 4 and 5 months is the forward progression of that area. But I'm putting it out towards May. I think they're going to be finishing up. Hammock and Finney's really done. I think everything's going to start to converge over there, and they're going to try and split off a little bit early. So I'm putting May of 2022 for the village of Richmond. Again, that's for a foundation, the first foundation of a house. I should make that clear too.
Yes.
Foundation of a rec center doesn't count because there's already work of foundations over in DeLuna Phase 2. In Richmond, I wouldn't be surprised to see them start doing that soon. But a house foundation for Richmond in May of 2022. All right, Okahumpka. Now, then after DeLuna 2 in Richmond, the next area that appears to be the land getting prepared would be over in Newell, Lake Denham, and I always mix those up, and Dabney.
Yeah.
So Newell, Lake Denham, Dabney. That's down at the end of past Citrus Grove, down where the Homestead Recreation Center, down that direction. So they'll be in Richmond in May potentially, and then again, kind of calculating out this pace that they're doing. Another boom. Somebody's having some good fireworks let's see, where was I here? September. There we go.
Okay.
May, we're going to jump to September of 22. I think we're going to have something going on in Newell. I think Newell will be the first one.
Okay.
I don't think they're going to jump to the far end and work backwards. Sometimes they do that, but I don't think they're going to this time. And part of that was from this hint that we found in here. Remember I mentioned that Lake Denham and Newell is right on that line, is where that pitch and putt and play are at, that the villages themselves put in here that they anticipate opening in 2022. Didn't put a month on it, but that's got to be fairly late in 2022 for that to be there, just with the pace of things moving. But that fits kind of with the timeline. So if they get into Newell in September, and they're towards the end of the year, they can open up the pitch and putt and play, which is on the far side of Newell. Then homes are in there. That would kind of make sense for that time frame. So I'm saying September of 2022 for Newell. I think it's going to be Newell only. I don't think they're going to get into Lake Denham. Well, they might just get into Lake Denham, but they're not going to make it to Newell, I don't think, in 2022. Now, again, they work multi-areas, so they'll be finishing up some of these things over in Richmond by then. So
Which one was the first one they're going to get to?
Newell.
Okay, yeah. Dabney's what you don't think that they'll get to.
I don't think they'll get to Dabney yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it'll be Newell, Lake Denham, then Dabney. I think they'll be in Newell, maybe get a little bit of Lake Dabney started in 2022. And then let's see. Now let's talk about the first homes in this Continuing the Dream section, back on this other side of the turnpike, where the end of Monarch Grove, where Monarch Grove is, and it kind of starts to flow over between Monarch Grove and where the Southern Oaks Bridge is, that section in there. I think there's a lot of work that has to happen with the land. I mean, there's just there's still cows out in portions of it. There are. I flew over the other day. There's cows.
Yeah.
They're doing some land work, but that takes a long time to do that. So I don't think so. My official prediction is there will not be a foundation there at all in 2022. Now I'll jump ahead and say I think there will be in the first quarter of 2023. I think there's going to be a foundation there.
We've got predictions for the next year.
It's going to get in next year. The one you got to hold me to is that if the foundation goes in 2022, I missed. But if it's not there in 2022, it's a hit. All right. 2020.
I'll have fun with the hit and misses.
First quarter of 2023 for the first homes in that Continuing the Dream section. Now, let's see which order do I want to go in. Eastport. All right. Eastport.
I'm excited about Eastport.
I'm excited too, but it's going to be a ways off. There's a lot that has to take place. If we're not talking about having a home in there until 2023, they're going to want to have homes down there towards Eastport. They're not going to open up Eastport, a town square, and people aren't living there yet. So the home's got to be built, people got to be living in that general area or starting to move in there. Middleton, as we know, they're talking about opening the school for the fall of 2023, at least one of the schools there. So they're going to need to finish up in time for them to get moved in, finalize things, and be ready for students.
Up. Yeah.
So it's probably be finished at least by spring of 2023. And there's so many resources that are needed.
2022, because if they're going, when are they starting?
Fall of 2023. So spring of 2023, I think, finishing that up. So they'll have to, there's so many resources over their building in Middleton. I think some of those resources are what will eventually be working in Eastport, on the buildings anyway. So I don't think you're going to see a groundbreaking for Eastport until, let's say, third quarter of 2023, not 2022. So, almost 2 years out, I think.
Well, I love all these long-range predictions.
Now, the groundbreaking, hear me out on this, is on the buildings. I think they're going to be working the ground. I think there's a lot of work on the ground. It'll take them a long time. They got to build lake Central Lake.
Yeah.
All that's got to be moved out. So a lot of that, I think, will be happening sooner than the third quarter of 2023. But I think buildings going in would be in that time period, because in order to work down towards, back to my calculations here, at the pace we're talking about foundations going, I don't think you're going to see foundations around Eastport for 44 months from today. So almost 4 years is when the home foundations are around the Eastport, and so it'll be kind of filled in, at least with foundations down to Central Parkway throughout the whole area on the south side of the Turnpike down towards the between 501, the Turnpike, and Central Parkway. So all that to get filled in, it'll probably be about 43 months, and foundations will be, you know, heavily done through there, which means people will be living in portions of it, but the homes will be moving. So people would be moving in, you know, 4 or 5 months after that. So they were really at 48. So we're really at 4 years. So I think at 4 years is the time frame that will be realistic for Eastport to open for business, because then people will be living there.
Yeah.
Construction will start to die down around it. The roads will be done, you know, all that. So I think it'll be about 4 years before it's open, 2 years, a little under 2 years before they break ground on the buildings there. All right, so that's for Eastport. The Southern Oaks Bridge. Again, if you haven't watched the video, it was up a couple days ago. Check that one out. We do a virtual flyover down towards Eastport, and you kind of see what Eastport might look like, and how to get there, and how some of the road structure is to get there. But because of that time frame it takes to build all those homes, the road structure's got to go in. There's a lot of roadways going in. Bexley Trail continues all the way down to Central Parkway. Central Parkway hasn't even been built yet. They're starting on things. 501 is going to be reworked. There's Corbin Trail. It's just lots and lots of roadways that have to take place with multiple roundabouts in areas. Just a lot of infrastructure has to take place. And now, if there's no roads over there to go to, they're not going to open the bridge. So the bridge seems to be going at a reasonable pace, but I think the holdups will be on the other side. So I think for the bridge itself, I think it's probably going to be close to ready at the end of this year, but they'll probably just kind of to take their time on the last little bits, and they won't open it, I'm going to say, until the second quarter of 2023. It's another long range one.
It is. You're doing
so
good.
Second quarter means March, April, or April, May, or June of 2023, not 2022. I think that's when it would open, somewhere in that time frame. That'll give enough time. The roadways will probably be in, and there'll be some of the homes are going to be lived in now. There'll be a start of the homes coming out of the Monarch Grove, working towards where the bridge is. I think that's a reasonable time frame to open it up. So that's my prediction for that one. Do I have another? And this one, and this is just, say pure speculation. I guess it is pure speculation, because I have no source of this, but it would make us excited.
Did you calculate anything to get it?
No, not for this last one here.
Oh my goodness.
The last one is how fast people are moving in. So maybe I did calculate. So many people have moved in down this way, and you can see how fast things are growing. Shopping is difficult for this area. You know, we have Magnolia Plaza.
You have to travel to shop.
And there's some places that have some land that's available. I don't know if it'll be in the villages or around the villages, because I have no inside source of this, and I have nothing to back this up. I'm just thinking it is primed for a big box store down this way. You know, a Walmart, a Target, something down this direction, whether it be in the villages, you know, something that the developer has, or even if it's in one of the little surrounding communities around us, or if it's down towards Central Parkway. Now, when I say this, I don't mean it's going to be built in a year. It's not going to be built. I'm saying sometime, my prediction is sometime in the year of 2022, there will be an announcement of a big box store that will be located. Of course, it's going to take a couple of years to build it, but I think it's going to be announced. That's why another reason it's primed for it, and there's plenty of people here to shop. It would be packed and there'll be even more people here in 2 years,
Oh,
if they can build it
absolutely.
that quick.
Yes.
So that is my 10th prediction for 2022.
And you
So-
had some beyond.
Yeah, some are beyond in 2023, but yeah,
Still interesting.
yeah, we'll still revisit them at the
Your calculations could take you all the way out there.
yeah, and we'll see as we'll redo the calculations next year and see if this pace is accurate. But I think out of 2 satellite imageries and then what today is, I have a feeling that's a reasonable calculation that residential communities are built at 0.12 square miles a month. So that's what I'm going
cool.
to stick with for a little bit and see if that actually works out.
Yeah.
So those were my predictions.
I'm excited. I'm excited. I think my job is going to be sit back and take notes and
Yeah.
see how many hits and misses.
I'm sure we'll have plenty more speculations
throughout the
along
year.
the way. Again, those areas that I'm saying they're going to build in certain time frames, please do not plan your life around that. These are just our thoughts. I think they're decent, educated guesses, but they could be totally wrong. And the villages sometimes pulls fast ones. I've shown you a couple of those where I think there's an area that's completely ready, and the next thing you know, they hurry somewhere else and they start over there in a place that's been ready for months. They don't touch. So, we're liable to run into a couple of those things as the year progresses. But we'll keep an eye on it. We'll try and keep you informed. Do some videos here and there, some flyovers, some drive-throughs, and
I think it'll be fun just to see how throughout the year how close we are.
Yeah. So I hope that was useful information for you. Hope you enjoyed it. Now, if you haven't already subscribed to our channel, please subscribe to our channel. We have, did I mention how many views? That's right, I mentioned
Yes.
how many 250,000 views. It's like, get some
Exciting.
more subscribers now. We're at like 30, gosh, I've forgotten how many we're at.
I think
3,400? 3,400
and
subscribers.
something,
That
almost
just
50,
shocks me
34,
that
50.
people even want to watch what we're doing here. So I
I'm
do
having so
so
much
much
fun.
appreciate y'all doing it, because this is just a hobby for us. We're having fun every day going out exploring, and we'll continue to do that for you. So, but until next time, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year. I was caught her off guard because it's really not New Year's Day.
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year. We'll see you next time.